Right, so I do believe that that's about some kind of paperwork here, either some kind of a contract or some kind of a written proposal. Maybe the card itself shows that as per the environment, whatever target you set can be accomplished. Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in this video, you can watch the forecast for your chosen star sign for the week June 9th up until June 15th, 2025. And other than that, bear in mind that this is a generalized reading for the star sign. For a personal one, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below, or you can see it right away at your display right now. So with that said, let's jump right away to the forecast and your reading. This reading is going to be for Gemini Sun, Moon, and also Gemini Rising. So if you are watching this video because your Sun is in Gemini, or in other words, you are born under the Gemini sign, then the reading will describe the stuff, the situations, the enterprises that you're going to face in that week, June 9th up until June 15th. Now, if you're watching that video because your moon is in Gemini, then the reading will display how you're gonna feel going into the week in dealing with the stuff around. And finally, if your rising sign is in Gemini, then the reading will describe the best way how you tackle with stuff around. So watching for all three of your star signs based on your natal chart should give you a pretty good idea what kind of a week awaits you ahead. So with that said, for the Gemini, the first card is Five of Swords, followed by the second one of the Nine of Swords. Then the third one, that will be Eight of Pentacles. And the last one, that will be Two of Swords. Right, so I do believe that that's about some kind of paperwork here, either some kind of a contract or some kind of a written proposal, maybe a paperwork you are performing. For example, if you are a lawyer or if you are an accountant, okay, or a mortgage deposition and so on and so forth. And that paperwork, can I put it into words? By the way, this is going to be the most important thing going into the week, but there is going to be much more, and I'm going to share it later on. However, with that paperwork, just to put you at ease for what those cards are describing here, you have done your work on that paperwork, at least according to the cards, immaculately. I don't think that the case is going to be solved going into the week, because there is going to be an information missing, or some kind of a circumstances need to appear so that paperwork can be complete. You are going to be pretty anxious about it, okay? But bottom line, it's the next week, the week after 15th of June, or the week after that, somewhere in the near future, that information or those circumstances will come up, and you are going to have the very least a way out, okay? A right choice, right decision, right move to move forward with the paperwork. So bottom line here is that even if you are put with your back against the wall, even if you are kind of like put as a victim of the circumstances, you guys are going to be able to wriggle yourself out of it and find a way how to reverse the situation moving forward into the future. Now, other than that, you got to be very, very careful going into the week. Now, the first card, it is a Five of Swords here, which describes the environment. It describes the way that the week is going to move forward. And that card kind of shows that you may end up being either betrayed or humiliated, and that is if you do overextend. So it's very important to know your place and to know your limits going into the week. Now, the card itself shows that as per the environment, whatever target you set can be accomplished. Can, can be accomplished. But at some point, some targets at some point will become way too costly, way too expensive, and I'm not just only talking about money. So ultimately, what may happen here is that you end up paying a bigger price, in fact, a price that happens to be more than you currently know, for what you're gonna get from that target when you are successful with the target, and that way shooting yourself in the foot. That's why it's super important that you know your limits. And also another benefit for you going into the week is going to be to trust your healthy sense of mistrust, and do not abuse any power. Right? Just don't, because that way this is gonna bounce back, is gonna boomerang you right in the face, moving into the future. And the next card, it is what is going to hold you back going into the weekend. This is going to be Nine of Swords. It's pretty simple. That is the fear of a pretty deep pretty troublesome consequences, pretty negative consequences that this probably paperwork can cause you, big troubles, big problems. And thankfully we do have Eight of Swords, which is the next card here. That is what helps you, which points that you have tied all of the loose ends, pretty conscientious when you did the paperwork, honest as well. And therefore, even if, you know, the whole enterprise fails, you can't be touched in any form, whether legal, you know, whether moral, and so on and so forth. So pretty much that fear of this anxiety that you may have about, you know, what can happen, and that you mess things around, you screw things up, and so on and so forth, is pretty much in vain, but is going to eat you from inside, at least for throughout that going forward with that particular week. And you know, it could restrict you. I know some people that when they end up kind of like doubting themselves, being afraid, they petrify, and it's just they freeze and they can't do anything about it. So any form of meditation, any form of relaxing is going to be super helpful here. Moving forward into the week. And also what is going to help you big time, it is that if you do have some plans, it doesn't have to be related to the paperwork or generally to the stuff that are going into the week. In fact, these are most likely plans or preparation that you are making for quite a while now. And this week, June 9th, June 15th, is going to give you a window of opportunity where you can actually make those plans real, or step on that preparation and improve your life or field of life based on these, based on that preparation significantly. But all in all, towards the end of the week, which is described by the Two of Swords here, you're going to see that things are not decided at all. In fact, that the question and the subject of either the paperwork or of anything that you're going to deal with into the week is hanging on an equilibrium. Basically, either side has a equal strength, and things can go either way. So what is going to be the decisive factor is yet to come around. Like I said, whether an information that it is missing, or whether some kind of circumstances that needs to happen. But when that comes to bear, okay, when that information is revealed, when that's when these circumstances pretty much happen, then you will instantly gonna know what you have to do. Okay, what kind of an actions you need to exert, what you need to sign, what you need to write, in order to end up on top. And this is going to prove that, you know, your anxiety was simply in vain. It was just for nothing. And so with that said, Gemini, that was your weekly reading. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do liked it. If you did, you can subscribe for the channel, leave a like, comment on the video as well if you feel so. Either of these actions are going to help with the algorithm, and hopefully we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.